being the best troll ever because he brought me out of retirement. I was an activist many years ago, and I've been a missionary all my life, just about. And so we went into more traditional missionary work, and my husband and I were kind of like retired, and I was writing books.
Okay,
Especially
y'all,
the
the
writing books.
update is in progress. I
Okay.
will
So
say
I
this
wrote
is
some
fair
books and was
use. This
publishing
is
them,
the
and
property of
a whole bunch
American Amy. She does know I'm broadcasting
and
this
Lord
too.
Directed
So
Life
let's hear what's
Plans
going on.
by Mr. Matthew
If you can
Symes,
hear
which
this,
is
please put a
Troll.
1 in the
Now, he was
chat.
attacking his
If you're
couple
having
when their baby
problems,
stolen in the
please let me
maternity room.
know.
First of all, that
Thank
shocked me.
you.
I go, what? How could they do that? And I didn't have, I wasn't against CPS. I wasn't for them, but I didn't have, I had no idea.
Doing,
Yeah, I just thought it was
the
a
right
government
thing.
job, and
And if
people
you
did this.
right, and if your kid, if you were a bad parent,
Did
they would,
something really bad.
right,
Yeah, you rescue the kids.
right.
So I had
Most people don't know.
they don't know, had no idea, and I'd worked in civil service for some years, so I had a positive attitude towards civil government,
Right.
and so what happened was he started attacking his parents while he was stating he was befriending them and trying to help them, and that he was a GAL in Alabama where they were at, and
What's the jail?
a guardian ad litem.
Litem, yeah, okay, yeah.
And so he
That's
was
what I
one.
asking her that day. Did she have her children have guardian ad litem?
I don't remember what
I've
she
never heard
stated.
a case.
She probably
Yeah, we
has.
need to ask her,
She
'cause I've
probably
never,
has one.
because
They get assigned.
yeah, they. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no! And so Mr. Sanchez was using logical fallacies, which they teach you in lawyer school. Let's make it sound simple.
Hey Heather, and I did talk to him. Tell him I'm live if he wants to set up and try something. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I
So
apologize.
so he was using logical fallacies against them, and this young couple didn't know it, didn't recognize it. But as an activist, I recognized the tricks, and that made me mad. Like, I'm a mom, I raised 6 kids and then 3 more after that
Wow.
that were grandkids.
Wow.
And so
9 altogether.
that's 9, and not to mention all the children's church kids that came over and we kept to. But life was kids, and then it wasn't. But still, the kids are in your mind forever. You love kids. If you love kids, you love kids.
Yep.
And no matter what they do, you forgive it. You don't kill them, and you get them up so that they grow up and get out the door.
You're right. Right.
and
You
so
care them so they can be productive.
so I had lots of success behind my belt and lots of fun adventures. And he was picking on this young couple, and I couldn't understand the viciousness of what he was doing. And so I started taking him on. That's what we do, right?
Right.
That's what we do. It's fun. So I tried to deflect and pull him away from this couple, Christian and Danielle Hollum. And it was working. But here he is, a paid attorney. Supposedly he says he gets 200 an hour or whatever it was he said he
The
got.
troll's an attorney?
No, he said he's an attorney. Yeah, he said he's a GAL, but he was trolling. In those days, I didn't know what troll meant or what it was
Right.
because I was really green to Facebook or any social media.
Right.
And so this is
I
the
was
first
on
time.
YouTube for a while before I understood what trolls were.
Well, he was my introduction.
Yeah.
So I was going around the clock, literally in the night, hour after hour after hour, chasing this boy all over their sites. I mean, the threads, I saved bunches of them just for fun. And I'm glad I did because I have a record of my first troll. It's like a first boyfriend.
Yeah, and that could be in a book or a short video or something one day.
I had them all saved. Things
Yeah,
that a lot of what I said to
together
him.
in a video or something.
And so, when you're doing activism, you're proud of your work, right?
Yes, you are.
And I write lots of songs, parody, and marches, and all the funny stuff that you mock them with. And I wrote little short plays and skits we used to do on the streets in Santa Barbara when we were doing this stuff. And
Our
so
community's gonna love you.
I save all that stuff.
Well, you already are. You're familiar with our community somewhat, aren't you?
I think so.
A little bit.
Yeah.
The First Amendment community. Well, we go by a lot of names. We're activists,
Yeah.
but some people call us cop watchers, auditors, independent journalists.
We're a lot of things.
We're a lot of things. We wear
We're
many
all,
hats.
yeah.
Hey, Gia. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so I was proud of this new fish I was reeling in,
All right.
and I did get rid of him, but it took so much work. I mean, it took so much work. I'm going, whew, what was that? And I soon learned that they're called trolls, and they're just part of this whole thing. But I got to know Danielle Hallam and Christian, and online
Mm-hmm.
in this as I was like fighting for them. So we
Right.
kind of get to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened was uh, we started private chatting, and then I said, we're coming to you guys. So we came to
Thank you,
Alabama.
ladies.
We came to Alabama where they were at. I got up on the roof of our RV and my guitar and made signs, and we protested all the way um, for Danielle and Christian, and we spent a month with them there.
Wow.
Their baby disappeared. There's so much to that story. I won't go into it, but it is on letourbabiesgo.com.
Okay.
I also put it on the dark web before I put it on a .com. So until we got about 100,000 downloads, then I trusted that the feds couldn't get it off.
Right.
And so at that point, I put it out there on a .com and announced, all right, you guys, you can take it off if you want, but here's the link to the dark web, and we've already got 100,000 downloads, so I think we're good.
Right.
And and that was the audio tapes of their so-called trial. See, I was learning it, and that's what got me into the cause. I was transcribing the tapes for them because they couldn't afford a transcriber, and I used to
Right.
do that for a living. So I said, "Oh, I can do that for you, Danielle."
What about not to interrupt you, but these records in here? Can we get her transcript from
Probably
your desk?
not. They don't.
Because
They don't do court reports.
Can she?
Only if she's asked. It depends. If I think the only reason that the Holmes had theirs on audio, which
Mm,
they went pro se after they fired a bunch of attorneys,
mm,
and because they were pro se, and because it started out criminal, they had to make it was real court for a little while.
right.
See, CPS is not real court,
Oh, it's a sham.
and it's administrative hearing
Right.
for private corporations,
And some of these judges aren't even judges; they're attorneys,
and they
like the
are also
magistrates.
they're administrative hearing officers who are there to represent the CPS and the states. They're not there to represent the parent or really the child.
Mm,
They're there. They officially are in the capacity of representing the corporation that has a DUN number is on the stock market, and it's a name of whatever private CPS, like if it's called DHR in one place, CPS in another, whatever the initials are, it's private corporations. It's all privatized.
mhm.
They should have to show their credentials that they actually went to school for family court and everything, and literally through all that law school to in order to become a judge.
I don't know that it matters to them. I think they do use judges and attorneys because they're not real judge. It's not a judicial. It's
It's
not
not
the
everyone hearing it. They'll
judicial
use a.
system. It is the executive department of the government, not judicial. So they get their own rules. But those of us who lose our kids or get their kids stolen don't know any of this because they wear the black robes. They go in a real courtroom like
Ours
this.
took his off while on the stand, y'all.
My gosh.
And
Yeah.
what was that? Had on a pink dress shirt underneath it.
Yeah, well, because he's not a real judge. So what does it matter? Being honest here.
It's true.
So he was honest. But so parents don't know any of this stuff. They just think it's a real judge, and they don't
That's
understand.
her.
They can't
One of her
present.
baby's daddies, right?
No.
No,
No. Oh,
no.
you look like him. Sorry.
Um, the parents aren't aware, and so they think it's a judge, and they'll spend a lot of money for an attorney, not knowing this. They're not playing by the rules.
Mm-mm.
It's made to look like it. So I didn't know any of this stuff 6 years ago.
Nobody would. I mean, and
So here's what happened. I worked about 80 hours a week and still do. And in that time, I learned a lot. I have hundreds of files. I got to meet lots of parents, lot get involved with many cases, some of the biggest cases, I think, and make friends with leaders of this cause. And God arranged that because, I can tell people, I'm a nobody, but I'm a somebody with
Right.
God.
Amen.
So I don't mean it nobody in a derogatory
No.
sense. I mean it in I accept what I am in the status of this earth, but it doesn't slow me down a bit for who I think I am and what I can do, and I go for it. So we've gotten a lot of exciting adventures in the last 6 years.
But
This one's top so far, John Walsh. Megan Walsh. I probably can't go any further about how Megan's getting involved with the family, but we're getting really close. And I'm not sure, when any of that can be said, but we're getting really close. And so Megan, I fell in love with Megan when I saw her.
she's so sweet, so down to earth.
She is amazing. And
You can tell
and
she's really loves her kids, and
oh
she's
yeah,
really
good mom.
yeah, no, she wanted to.
They pick on the good moms and good dads. They pick on Christians. They
Mhm.
do, because they took this kid. They took the Holmes baby because they were missionaries for Christ, but they
Christ.
call them Yeshua, and so that made them weird. Well, that's just his Hebrew name.
Yeah.
Jesus' Hebrew name, and they were just getting new into the Bible, and they were trying to follow Christ, and they were trying to share love. They were just young in the Lord, young in many
Did they get
ways.
their baby back?
No, he's disappeared. He may not be
Disappeared.
alive.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
no proof that he's alive. And he'd
CPS
be,
lost him or whoever.
that kid was sold. I mean, quick. I
Wow.
mean, their TPR, their story is horrendous. Their TPR was not even a year. There's so many things about the Harlem case, and I posted them all.
I believe you. And what was that site again?
LetOurBabiesGo.com.
Okay, so if anybody wants to read that case that she was involved in, I know I'm going to. LetOurBabiesGo.com.
And I have other cases on there.
Right.
The Theodoro case
And,
was
and there's so many more cases,
amazing.
new ones too. Like, Francesca, punished for protecting. So they went to Washington D.C. Their name
She
is.
was in there.
I was there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good.
We went there.
And then she told says, some people, that couldn't be there in person. And yeah, I love the work she does. And there's many others like her. And I was so proud of the people that went. Yeah, I put it online. You might see on Facebook. I put the picture. So that's why you look so familiar to me on Hunter's camera that me. Because I know I've seen that lady
Yeah, we
before,
were
but I
there.
don't think I've seen her at court. But you're probably in the pictures of friends.
Yeah,
So this minutes, BABIES,
Minutes.
BABIES for babies.
yeah. No, it was fun in DC. I met so many neat people, and she was able to get a congressperson. We talked with one representative and an actual congressperson, and they were doing a weekly thing because there were too many people they couldn't hear from,
Right.
and they were going to maybe present a bill. They're going to investigate. Well, everything you do is a step forward. Like 6 years ago, I don't know, since I hadn't heard of it, I don't know, a lot wasn't being heard. People were doing things all along, but now it's exploding on the scene on the alternative
I'm
media.
gonna go over here so I can go back real quick, y'all. I'm
Okay.
sorry. But I'm gonna, because I know it's on the conference.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So in DC, that was a great trip. We've been a few times. I've been a couple times with Fran in DC, and
Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I think it was our third time with Fran
I was so
was
proud of
there.
y'all for going, and I'm glad you're working on that.
These things are fun to do. They're fun to do. Um, there's more than this kind of stuff you can do. I mean, that's like icing on a cake.
Oh, trust me, I know there's plenty of kinds of activism.
Most of the work is what you're doing right now, or online. The day-to-day stuff, constantly,
Right,
all day long,
constantly, all
from
day
morning
long.
till night.
Yes.
I do a little newscast. I have a YouTube channel, and I started a little newscast.
What is your YouTube channel, please?
It's just Susan Cobb. I think that pulls it
Okay.
up. It's
Well, one of my moms, look and see if you can find it, please.
and what it is, the little newscast that I'm doing is all month long. What I collect are cases from people who are like Shannon Michelle Henderson and Catherine Wang Anderson are collecting cases of CPS workers, cops, legislators, people that have power over others, doctors, teachers, therapists, of being busted for pedophilia.
Yeah.
And so I report on all those, and it's overwhelming. I'll come up with 30 stories a month. I'll try to
Oh yeah,
pin it down,
yeah, you'll be able to find
and
at
that's like,
least one a day that they've caught.
oh, more. I have
Yeah,
to choose. I have to picky choose which
right.
one's the most
That's
outrageous.
the ones that they've caught. Imagine the ones that they
The,
haven't.
oh yeah, the most, and then I tell the story. I just read off the news thing what was published,
Right.
so I think it's legal.
I call them article shares. I do 'em. Um, you're supposed to, make sure you put fair use on it. You're supposed to really, like,
I post a link,
post your link and put a fair use disclaimer in it. But we'll talk about that later. I'll tell you
and
more
so
about
far
it.
so good.
Yeah.
But
I do a lot of article shares because it's a good way to get information out there, especially if you're tailoring certain information to people.
and I have groups and pages and many other things I can't think right now. And so I
Yeah.
just keep posting stuff.
Yes, and that helps get the message out there. And it helps your channel grow, and it just helps. I post on all kinds of platforms. I mainly just trying to drive people to my YouTube channel because that's the best format for me. And TikTok is so quick, but it can grab people's attention. And if you can grab it, then you can hopefully send them to your YouTube where they can get more context.
Twitter. I
Twitter.
do
I use
Twitter.
Twitter. I've been actually. I
Uh,
was surprised of how many like-minded people I found on Twitter. I was like, because that it's supposed to be so full of censorship. But
what?
what you say?
I can't. I think it's maybe we're. I think they're about done coming out.
What did you say? She's on the
Oh.
witness stand right now, guys.
All right. Well,
Well, if she's on the
this
witness
is.
stand, that's kind of crazy. That means he might rush her through her testimony.
No, I'm gonna believe that it's gonna give her a chance, and she's gonna do fine. Megan's got skills.
Oh yes, she does. She's
I'm
well
so
educated.
impressed
She's
with
so
her.
articulate.
But she's brokenhearted and traumatized right now
Right, and she's still holding it together really good.
in front of the camera. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
so proud of her.
of course she breaks it down.
But she comes right, she
She
snaps
snaps
right
right
back.
back, gets down to business. And, sometimes you have to set things aside just long enough to deal with it. But she's been going through it for months, and yes, we just met a lady outside. Some of you guys didn't see it because I was on a and Susan, is it
Susie.
Susie? Yes, she didn't meet the lady, but her son Kelly did. But it was just crazy. But I'll show it to you guys later. It was on my backup channel. But this lady, her husband just died, and then she tried to come in here, and of course, security. She had like two face creams and a perfume in her purse, and they wanted her to throw it away, and that was just it for her. She's going through probate issues. Her husband just died like 3 months ago, and she just started crying. She came out there and asked us if, well, she came and asked us if we would hold her perfume and stuff for her. And I said sure. And then once I said yes, then she just started busting out crying. So we're gonna pray for that lady too. That was so sad. And you didn't get to see her,
No.
but I got her number, and we're gonna try to reach out to her because she lives right down the road from here. Hey, News. Thank you for being here, Heather, Frank. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So with all this pages and stuff, I've been learning all these social media, dabbling in True Social, is it? And Gab. I haven't figured them out too much yet. But I just throw things on them all. Just keep putting things on and keep writing things, making things, creating things.
Right.
And I've met so many people. And then I learned it's huge. This cause is huge. It's
Yes.
worldwide. I know people all over the world.
Yes.
And they are trying to get together and unite and share stories. And so I push their stuff too,
Right.
so people can
And that
understand
goes
it's
deeper
everywhere.
than just CPS too or DCF or whatever. This is a lot of stuff. It's a huge rabbit hole, And if you start digging, figure out where all these children are going, and it's an
Not
ugly
good.
place, and we can stay where they are, and then people will say, you know what, I don't worry about what people call me conspiracy theorist anymore, because they used to call me that, and unfortunately, a lot of the shit I said came true. So, um,
It doesn't
I wish
matter.
it
What matters
hadn't.
is the truth.
Yeah,
That's what matters.
yeah, it's the truth.
So one thing we
Call me
do
anything
know
you
is
want.
true is that kids are being
Taking
kidnapped
yes, alarming rates.
about 400,000 a year from America, and they disappear. I'm not gonna, those all that number doesn't disappear every year, but
No.
tremendous numbers disappear. A lot of people don't know that in this system, that after a child has run away, no matter what age, and I mean, did you know babies could run away? It's
No, I
amazing.
didn't.
Yes. And so after they run away and they're missing for 6 months, the social worker is allowed to check a box on the computer, and they're wiped from the system and they never existed on the earth.
That's
They're
terrible.
wiped. And so a lot of kids disappear. It's amazing how many disappear. They run away. They're called runaway. No CPS kids who run away are ever put on the Amber Alert system, ever.
Right.
Never. So the only ones that go on the Amber Alert system are the ones that CPS is chasing parents down to have their
Right.
kid,
Right.
or
And it
some
has to have,
kidnapped.
there has to be like three qualifications. One is there has to be like a car or a person sighted, and then there's got to be there's got to be like three criteria for any child to make it to the Amber Alert system. Which I think any kid that comes out missing, they should throw it up there. Get the word out.
Well, the Amber Alert system, from what I've learned from Megan
It's
showing me
not
stuff,
perfect.
is what it does is it allows child traffickers
Yeah, to
to
know
look
there's a kid
to
out.
look for this kid,
Very
and
possible.
it's a system of transferring children.
That might be why they only
And
do it if there's a car involved, so they'll know the tag
so
number.
one of the things that Megan did from being a volunteer at her dad's National Center for
They
Missing
said
and
that they were
Exploited Children, she was a
so mad.
volunteer,
They were shaking.
was she started
If
asking
you will
questions.
look
She
in
first
my
found out
community
information
tab,
about
I've also
Shaking.
got
And I mean,
another
she asked some
live
questions.
stream
So it
of
is.
Yep.
Mama,
And so here we
Mommy of
are.
Many,
Here we are.
live
I've
from
learned
the
a lot from
courthouse
that.
as well.
I used to watch on TV for decades,
Yep.
and it's pretty frightening.
It is.
But let's just say,
And
let's
he's well
just say
connected, but he's just
none
a
of
person.
that was true. It's all make believe. It's all conspiracy. Let's just judge who this man is and what he's done
Right
to his
now.
daughter. Right now, what
Right.
he's doing to his daughter is horrendous.
Right. It doesn't matter to me what he's done in the past, good or bad. What matters to me is that any parent that would say there's, if he really thought she had, first of all, I don't know what they're trying to say is wrong with her. Okay, if they really thought she needed some kind of mental health or something, which I don't think she needs any, then you would want your child to get the mental health, and then you would want to hold her kids for her until she gets better. Not trying to take them forever, and then not
And take
want,
all her money and take her
and
house
take her
and
house,
take her car
but not
and
want
take her dogs and cats.
right, and not want her third child. I mean her fourth child.
That's a vicious thing.
Right.
All those
Well, I
acts
don't
are
have
vicious.
any interest in this show.
Yeah, all those acts are vicious
Mm-hmm.
and have nothing to do with a normal parent.
No, no parent would not want to do that.
And they're torturing the children. Megan was tortured when she was growing up by the behaviors of her parents, and is very willing to share what those things are now. Not that she's getting listened to by anybody, like, here at court or anything,
Mm-mm,
but
they won't.
she's got her chance. These minutes that are ticking right now,
Mm,
that's what's happening. It's her one time
right.
to speak.
But who is she speaking to? To Judge Meadows. What
Yeah,
good's it
well,
gonna do? But guess what? There's appellate court.
I learned, and the stuff that I learned from listening to the other side, they made a video
Mm,
and they explained what appellate court was.
mm,
And I share that video pretty often. I can share it with you. I can send it
I
to
would
you.
appreciate that.
It was an appellate judge saying what appellate court is for CPS. It's not what it is for
For a regular court,
judicial. Yeah. Their job, their job, believe it or not, is to see that the judge, the administrative hearing officer, presented things right. And if they didn't, then they improve his case against the parents and the child. So it's not an appellate for anything more than to cross any T's that need
Okay,
crossing.
so how
and-
could we, if she loses this, how do we get around this? We prove corruption in the judicial chain because I think he's.
Oh man.
Okay, y'all, I'm going to jump over and share the screen with the other update going on.
Mind blowing. It really is.
Just bear
y'all.
with
I
me
mean,
for a minute.
I just I don't understand how people can do this. Hunter, if you're still in here, can you please mod Jenny?
They're going to come out. So what we're going to do?
That is the same JJ from Rhodes.
Yes.
But if you don't mind, please mod her.
Susie, and guys, put her link in the chat.
But y'all, I want to tell you that things.
They'll be coming out soon. Yeah, they know how to find it.
Hold on. Do you mind? No, I don't mind if you stream this. Fields of Fairies. I'm here explaining you guys. This is scary. This can't. It can happen to just anybody. It just happened to us, pretty much. Like if the CPS is for you, they believe you. They're trying to take you breathing, and you're trying to fight the merge.
Y'all, I am going back and forth between the two live streams that I've got. So when something happens that the other is not reporting on, I will definitely let you know. But it is 5:08 p.m. where they are, and
I mean,
you can see Mommy of Minnie chewing on her
she opened the
fingernails.
door.
It
She
is
almost
quite.
did call, and she acted like that she's seen us, and she's like, you don't need to be near the door if I can see you through the windows or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
They asked us twice. They did
but see that's the whole thing.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
That's
trying
the
to
whole
listen to
thing,
both to
what's
see what's
crazy
going
is
on.
They almost hit y'all with the door, so obviously she didn't see you, and she didn't see me either until she walked to the door to call for the witness. She didn't even know we were there.
And we help.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, like I said, I'm going back and forth between the two lives. I will
Okay.
jump over and let you know what's going on as I know. Thank you for being with us. Please look in the description box. Help Megan any way you can. This is so very important, y'all. This is so important. Please help. Please pray. Help her financially if you are able. But anybody can pray. It doesn't cost you anything.
Okay, well, I've got 13 people in here from what it shows. I mean, I don't know. This thing's weird. Sometimes I see some of the chat, sometimes I don't. But I mean, it's just. It's been
But y'all stay
hell,
with us.
y'all.
I
It
will
really
keep
has.
streaming
Language
until
is
they are
hell
gone
on
for the
Mills
day.
Megan.
Thank you again for joining
Again,
us.
sign that petition for Megan. Hashtag save Megan's children. I said bring Megan's children home. Hashtag save Megan's children. That's what it is. I don't know why I said bring Megan's children home, but it's hashtag save Megan's children. I know Hunter's got his own little hashtag going on down there, y'all. GiveSendGo.com/Megan MEGHAN Walsh. Please. Anyone, even if it's $1, $2, whatever, it doesn't matter if it's $5. Megan will be grateful because this has been a long, drawn out process for her. Sorry, but I agree to disagree otherwise. Salty, see, this is not even what we're talking about. I'm talking about Megan Walsh and what's going on with her father. So, I mean, you can agree to disagree, but right now this is about not Adam Walsh. This is about Megan Walsh. This is about Megan Walsh fighting for her children from her father, John Walsh. This is about CPS corruption. This is what this is about. So please, if you're going to come in and you're going to start typing, understand what the situation is about before you go on your little rampant like you like to do, and realize I am here on behalf of Megan Walsh. It does not say anything about Adam Walsh in this title. This says Megan Walsh court update. So this total subject is about Megan Walsh. This is what allegedly started the rift with Megan Walsh. So, because Megan asked questions, that's what it all started with, yes. But the simple matter is what's at hand. Okay, Megan has a right to ask questions about her brother. Yes, she does. But this is about literally being here at the Vero County Beach, Vero County Beach, Florida, at the Indian River County Courthouse. Wow. At this moment in time, in this courtroom, right here, right there, Megan Walsh is in that courtroom. Right? That's the courtroom that Megan Walsh is in right now.
American Amy is still standing outside the courtroom in the hall. She and Mommy of Minnie are actually close together.
At this moment in
So
time,
we will know.
it has nothing to do
You
with
will
Adam
know
Walsh.
just as soon
This
as they
moment in
know.
time, it
I'm
has
gonna
to
keep
do
it
with the fact
streaming
that they're
until
trying
they
to
run them
terminate
out of
her
the
right to her older
courthouse.
3 children
If you
that
have
she
any
has,
questions,
that
please
she's
leave
been
them.
fighting
I will be
for
talking
since
with
April
Amy this evening
1st last year. If I'm
and
not mistaken, that's the
possibly
date she
Mommy
gave
of
me, but I know
Minnie.
since April of last year.
If you have
This is a
questions,
woman who
please
needs
leave them.
our
I'll do my
prayers.
best to
This
get
is
you
a
an
woman who
answer
needs our support.
immediately.
This is a woman who needs for this
If I can't
community
do it
to speak
immediately,
out,
I
to
promise I
let
will
people
get your
know,
question
hey, it's
answered.
not okay to steal children. It's not okay that just because her parents are famous and she was born into that family, that they can just sit here and say, it's her parents, they grew up in the media, we care about them. No, this is a woman who loves her children, who has been fighting for her children, who is not giving up, who will continue to fight, who will continue and continue and continue to do what she needs to do to protect her children, to hashtag save Megan's children, to bring her children home. You need to realize that, y'all. That's what you need to realize. And this goes further and further and further on down the road. Yes, but right now our main focus is being here for Megan, being a support for Megan. Megan is trying here. But when you have family that is doing you so wrong in so many ways, on so many levels, and it hurts you instead of helping you, and it hinders you, and it makes not only you suffer, but your children suffering. This is a woman who's been fighting for over a year for her children. Me and Hunter fought 2 years for our children. A little over 2 years. We got our children back home. They changed it to a TPR, but we never made it to a TPR trial. We got our children back home because they changed it back to reunification, and our children came home. This is a lady who's only been a little over a year fighting for her children, and they're already trying to take her children from her. Why? They're supposed to give you more time. And let's not forget that COVID was big. That put a damper on things. They should have took that into consideration because COVID was still big last year. And I know children had to wear masks last year and everything else and stuff. People were still doing virtual visits. Doctors were doing virtual visits. They still had hospital protocols and everything else and stuff because of COVID still going on in many states and stuff like that. They didn't give her enough time. They didn't. And it's not fair because Megan needs our prayers. Megan needs our thoughts. Megan needs our support. Megan needs people backing her, y'all. This is what needs to happen. I've prayed over this courtroom. I'm here in support. I'm trying to let people know the truth that's out there, because they're trying to make it silenced. It's not about the kids because they wouldn't have given the children to a 70-something-year-old. Get away from the door. They bum rush it. She is educated and intelligent. She doesn't deserve to lose her children because she disagrees with her views. Exactly, Michelle. She is educated. But see, that's the whole thing. They want to discredit her degrees and, stuff that she has, her, whatever you want to call it. I forgot what you call it. Credentials. There we go. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. They want to discredit her credentials because they don't think it means anything when it really does, you know, and she deserves to have people who back her, who support her, because this is bigger than most people think. I'm not going to tell everything that I know. Hunter's not going to tell everything he knows because this is still an ongoing case, right? This is ongoing. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but I will tell you this. So I got an okay from someone involved into it. You tell me how they deem it fit and that she's capable because they wanted to give her baby back, which is the one that they just recently took, which was baby Esther at 5 days old, and said that she should be capable of taking care of that child, right? One who can't speak, who can't walk, who can't talk, who can't tell people, hey, what's going on and stuff. But they want to give her that baby back, but they still want to take and terminate her rights for the older three children. How can she be a parent to one child, but she's not capable of being a parent to her other three children? Like, tell me what kind of sense does that make in any way, shape, or form? You know, like, I mean, who does that? Who absolutely does that? Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna mute because I'm gonna say something on American Amy's channel right quick. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. Sorry, I'm back. So, but yeah, I mean, you tell me how it makes sense that they say that, mm, you know, Megan should be able to have the baby, but they don't think she should be a mother to her other three children. I mean, to see what I'm saying, y'all? Like, CVS is not, the family court system does not make sense at all. It really doesn't. And typically courts don't go over. Here it is 5:20 in the afternoon. And I mean, we're still waiting on them in this courtroom. But I just, I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want to speak on it yet. But I will just tell you this: the two witnesses that was the on the stand that were like upset about how things happen are people who work for the CPS agency. So I'm not going to say exactly who they are or anything like that, but I will say that they do work for the CPS agency, and they're very upset with how things happened today. Where is the children's father in all of this? Okay, so um, not today, Satan. I do know that one father has been here this whole time. He has already been adjudicated, and wants he is he is the oldest child's father, and I think he wants to. I I don't know if it's that he wants John Walsh to adopt her or whatever, but he's against Megan getting the child back, and he wants his daughter to live with John Walsh, which he shouldn't have no say in it, considering that he was already adjudicated in this case and he has lost his rights to his daughter. So why he's still even remotely involved in all of this is beyond me. But I do know that the other two, I don't think I I don't think they live in the state. And the youngest ones, um, she has spoken out about him already on the channel Punish No More and Free to Protect. So don't get me lied to you on that one. I will say, that she has done an interview on that already. Um, thank you, Jenny Jones. Hey, Eric D. Johnson 74. Y'all, like I said, it's 5:23 in the evening. Court closed at 5. I don't know what's going on. I do know that this has been a really long process.
Again, we
And,
are
I mean, this
listening
has been
to Mommy of Many. She's
TTR
under the DSS
um,
channel
Mighty
right
Hunters
now.
adjudication.
We are waiting for
Back
Megan to come out of court. Court has ended, but they have
months
not
ago,
stopped
years ago,
in
not
their
months ago, years
courtroom
ago,
yet. So
when
we are
everything
still
first
waiting
happened
for
with us
Megan
and
to
stuff.
come
Ours
out,
was like
and
a
we will
2-day long
continue to
thing,
stream
but
until she
we were
does.
out there by the time
Thank you
courts
for
got ready to
watching.
close.
Please
The judge had
share.
made it
Get as many
decision
eyes on these
like
videos as you
the
can. Let's
first
help
day
Megan
after
in
hearing the
every way
evidence. It didn't take
possible to
as
get her
long for
children
ours
back.
like it does for hers. Shirley Z. Hello, Shirley Z. Yeah, like I said, I was going live on his so that way, because I mean, he does have more subscribers on his channel. So I'm able to update more people and let people know what's going on his channel than I am mine. Mine only has like 300. He's got over 1,000. So cool beans. I'd rather reach 1,000 people than I would 300 people. Sorry. And like I literally only had at most 3 people in my chat at one time today, and it shows right now that I have 10 people in chat. So that's better than what I had been having. It's been just crazy. Sounds like you're fried. Drink water and take a nap. Please share this video. I need something to drink. I'm not going to lie, but I'm scared to go downstairs because I'm scared they're going to make me say, hey, get the hell out of the courthouse. And no, I'm not getting out of the courthouse till she's done. And you can ask Connor, I just don't drink water. I really don't. So it kind of sucks. But yeah, I'm the oddball. I don't drink water. He does. Water's nasty. Yes, please share this video out, y'all. We have 12 people in here now. I don't know how many of y'all, well, 13. I don't know how many of y'all can share it out, but if you can share it out, please do so. Don't forget to sign that petition for Megan. And let's also, her send go. I promise you, even though it says it's under someone else, the money does go directly to Megan. I have asked her myself. She said it does go directly to her. So that does help her in any way, shape, or form. I know that they have $1,500 that they have to pay the lawyer for this motion that has been filed. Um, the lawyer did take it out of her own pocket at the moment to help her, because that's how bad this lawyer wants to help her. And her lawyer is a spitball of fire. I will tell y'all that she has a damn good lawyer. Um, but they do need to pay that money back to the lawyer. Um, if I'm not mistaken, the lawyer does have a Zelle. I am going to ask her for her Zelle information, and that way I can get that out there for anyone that would like to Zelle it to her lawyer directly can do so. I'm not quite sure how Zelle works myself, but I do know. Oh, sorry, y'all, I need some caffeine. But it's just, you know what? Screw it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all anyway, because it's like 5:27, so I think the judge is gonna make a decision today. The two people that they had to testify on the stand were the two people who has been doing the visits with the children for the visits and stuff, and they work for CPS. These are the two people that they had to testify because they wanted to testify, because these people even said that they feel like they're no longer helping the children, that they're, no longer saving the children and stuff like that. And every time, oh, sorry, Fields of Grace, every time they went to speak about their notes or something, it was objection, objection, objection. And the one girl said it's like every time she went to speak, she was getting blocked. And she said that she's testified many of times in many of cases. And she said this case was so much different than the rest of them. And she said it pissed her off. It made her so mad because they're saying that she doesn't have a degree. Okay, she might not have a degree, but they feel like she's able to do this job for CPS. But now all of a sudden, when she testifies in other cases and it goes according to the way the courts want it to, things are okay. But when it's not going the way that the courts want it to do, it's objection, you don't have a degree, blah blah blah. Then why even hire her for the job if you don't think she can do the job and you don't think that she's a credible witness all of a sudden? But you can use her in all these other cases she's ever testified in before. And I mean, the other one, when they walked out, they're like, "Are you ready to leave?" And that their hands were like balled up in the fist, like they wanted to go back in that courtroom and just punch someone. Like that's how upset they were. And then the one girl, she's like, she's like, "I'm still shaking because I'm so mad." She said, because they kept blocking me. And the other one just said, "Huh." And she's like, "Well, I guess we're going to need a drink on this one," because, like, I mean, neither one of them could believe just how bad it was and how they wanted to block their testimony when these are people who work for CPS themselves. I mean, doesn't that raise a bell and a red flag to you people? If it doesn't to you, I know it does to me. This judge sounds corrupt. Shirley Z, I mean, I'm telling you, it's horrible. Like when they block out everything that they're saying and stuff like that. And I mean, no offense, like they won't. They don't want you looking in the windows or anything else and stuff. John Walsh is already gone, but because this is a Walsh case, even though Megan did not ask to be born into, this style of life, they want to make it out like it's something way worse than it is. And I can tell you for a fact, I know for a fact that John Walsh didn't go out the front door of the courtroom when he left today. And he didn't come in the front courtroom whenever he came in either. I do know that there is a little snippet. It's only like 2 seconds long, but there is a snippet of John Walsh being here at this courtroom, at this courthouse today. So, and when I tell y'all this is the daughter of John Walsh, I promise you, I seen the man myself. This is John Walsh and Reve Walsh's daughter. These are the people who a lot of people have thought highly of throughout the years. This is the this is the man who is trying to silence his child and silence everyone from knowing that he is going through this with his daughter. This judge shouldn't let that happen and let them testify. Surely he should and did and could and would. I mean, the court's corrupt. That's why we're here, because there is corruption that happens every day in these family courts, and especially with CPS involvement. And this one, because of who the father of the person who is in here is, they don't care. They're already making a decision. Like they really don't care, because John Walsh spoke about it. It must be true. John Walsh and Reve Walsh called about it. It must be true. Did John Walsh, you guys, first-hand knowledge? First-hand knowledge of what? Diesel for We the People News. I mean, you're asking me a question, but like you didn't finish your sentence. And I'm gonna say, hey, line one, thumbs up, hit the like button, please. Thank you. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it's crazy that this has been going on for so long, and it's literally been kept out of the media's eyes because they don't want the courtroom surrounded when John Walsh comes to court to show that there is a conflict of interest in this case. And the media can't touch it because, oh my God, they'll get in trouble because it's mainstream media. And they work for the government. They pick and choose what to put out there, because they want it to be, the BLM, or the trucker rallies and stuff like that. I mean, it's all kinds of different things. They put a divide between us, and they can pick and choose what they so want to, broadcast. John Walsh's ego is destroying his family. John Walsh is the biggest builder. Line one, when I tell you it's bad, girl, I'm telling you it's bad. I mean, it's just, I'm still confused as to how they can say that they think she should have the baby back, which is the child who can't speak, who can't walk, who can't talk right now. She's still just a small little itty bitty baby, about 2 months old. But they say she's capable of taking care of that child, but they feel like she's not capable of taking care of the other 3 children she has. Of course, he is out of the media because they are corrupt. I don't care if John Walsh, I believe Megan 100%. He thinks he's all that, and then his daughter doesn't agree, so he's trying to destroy her daughter in the most destructive way, taking her kids. Michelle, exactly. That's what I have been saying this whole time. This man knows how to hurt his daughter, and he knows that the most touchy subject of it all is going to be her children. So to keep her silent and everything, he takes her children from her. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. What's going on? Okay, so the CPS side is now questioning Megan, y'all. So please, whatever you do, keep her in your prayers. She's been grilled by the CPS side. Let's hope everything goes according to plan. I've prayed over that courtroom. Other people prayed over that courtroom where, it's just so much happened today. And I know that this is like a turning point in this case. this is the final person to be interviewed. There we go. This is the final person to be interviewed in all of this. Did Megan ever say objection? Diesel for We the People News. I mean, Megan can't say objection when she has a lawyer, and her lawyer is supposed to say objection. I take card like her mom did without not Megan. Yes, exactly. Megan never left her kids at the arcade like her mom did with Adam, not Megan. No, not at all. And I mean, it's like it's crazy how people are thinking these things like this Diesel for We the People News. I mean, you can believe what you want. I've seen what I've seen. I've heard I've heard the lawyers. I've heard the CPS people. I mean, I've heard it all. I've been here all day long since this morning. I got here at 8:07, and I have been here in this courtroom before anyone else ever got here. Before the courts ever opened up, I have been here since 8:11 on this floor, and because I had to go through the metal detectors and all that, so I've been here since 8:11 in this actual courthouse on this floor, and I've heard all the lawyers, I've heard witnesses, I've heard everything and anything. I mean, I've literally it's been one thing right after the other. I was there when they went for every recess. I mean, I might have went downstairs, smoked a cigarette or two, whatever. But I have been here in this courthouse and around to hear everything that they've all had to say. And when I tell you that even if you have people who were CPS workers that recorded the visits, like had to document the notes and stuff and everything, and they tell you that they know, last known her attorney walks out on her, then her attorney should have said a bunch of objections. Diesel for We the People News. Okay, so obviously you haven't been following the story properly. So Megan got a lawyer last court date that she actually hired, and the lawyer last court date had put in a motion for a continuance because she had just got the case. They had put in like 17 different motions. Every one of them the judge knocked down last court date, which was about 2 weeks ago. So Megan's lawyer has had like 2 weeks to plan for it. So I mean, I'm not allowed in the courtroom, like I said, so I can't tell you what her lawyer has and hasn't objected to. But I mean, even if you say objection, doesn't mean that it can't be overruled or it can be sustained. As you can see, this judge has allowed the CPS workers who have tried to speak out about what these children have said and what these children have wanted and all the heartache and all the pain these children have went through and blah 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 and everything else. These are the people who walked out mad because their stuff was being objected to by the CPS side, not by Megan's lawyer side, but by the CPS side. Does that not raise a red flag to you? It's not like criminal court. Lies are entered in as facts and opinions are go. Hey, I wish people could understand just how these family courts really work. Just hearing about this case, is there a verdict? No, there's not a verdict yet. Megan Walsh is still on the stand testifying. It is 5:40 p.m. Court's closed at 6 o'clock. Court's closed at 5, but it is 5:40 p.m. Megan Walsh is still on the stand, actually being questioned by the CPS side right now. I think her lawyer had just went in and done her questions, and now the opposing people are able to ask their questions now. It's been a whirlwind of emotions, y'all. And I mean, like I said, some of the things I found out that's happened to Megan, it's unbelievable. Um, I don't know if Fuck DSS is in here or not, but Fuck DSS, if you're in here, I do want to tell you that I did find out that did you know, even though that Megan was working on her case plan, she never signed her case plan, which we know that that's one thing that they make you do. They make you actually sign your case plan to show that you have been given firsthand knowledge of what you're supposed to do. And she never actually signed that case plan, which is kind of crazy. And you have these people who have literally that works for CPS admit that they haven't done everything that they were supposed to do on their behalf yet, and that admits that they have not done their job properly. And I mean, it's just there's so much more to the story, y'all. Yes, I will grab you a can of dip. No matter what happens or will happen, the kids are done with double separate. Yes, I agree, Ellie. Um, again, anyone, please remember, sign Megan's petition that's going on right there on the change.org. And anyone that can help Megan financially with these lawyer fees and stuff and everything else and legal expenses that she's got. And there's so much more to it. Please do so. It's givesendgo.com/Megan. That's MEGHAN Walsh, WALSH. I will tell you this much that I know. Apparently, even though that they had seized Megan's assets from her, like they legally went in and filed to seize her assets and stuff, which ended up causing Megan to lose her home. That have they are still holding on to Megan's half of the money for the housing and refuses to give it to her for her to be able to get stable housing, which is kind of bullcrap if you ask me. And that is one thing that they're holding against her is the fact that she does not have stable housing at the moment, which she has been raising up the money to get. But to know that her father is withholding her half of her money to where she can be able to be stable and be able to say, hey, this is another thing knocked off the list. I think it's crazy and it's horrible, and the courts have been made aware of this. Sorry, y'all, I feel like I got like a piece of glass in my finger. My screen is kind of like chipped on certain the bottom pieces from the screen protector, and I feel like I just got a piece of glass in my finger. Yep, sign it because an agreement to show me. Okay. No, Michelle's mobile media. That's where you're wrong. Okay, so we started working on our case plan before we ever had our adjudication hearing, and we had everything finished before our adjudication hearing, and then we went through our adjudication hearing at 6 months instead of 3 months like most typical people done, even though I had everything done in 3 months. Before the 3 month time frame before the adjudication hearing was supposed to happen. And after everything was done, we were still adjudicated, and they added more stuff, and we had to do another safety plan, or not safety plan, but case plan, and finish up everything else that the judge ordered us to do. So that's where, what was their purpose for Michelle's mobile media? I'm not sure. I mean, y'all got to remember, Megan's been in court yesterday all day. Megan's been in court today all day. It's 5:45 p.m. I mean, court closed at 5, and it's a 30-minute drive to where she's currently at from here. I mean, that's an hour. So, yeah, an hour drive plus she's been here since 8:45 this morning. It's 5:45 now. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's been here 9 hours, right? 9 hours of her day. She spent till like 6 o'clock here yesterday, so another 9 hours of her day, that's 18 hours, and then a 30-minute drive there.
I'm still here. We don't know what
20 hours.
the final
and then a
outcome
30-minute
of the
drive
court
here
hearing today is going
and
to
then
be.
another
They are
30-minute
still
drive back.
going,
That's what,
but
21 hours.
we will stay with
So
you
she's
until
literally
she
spent
comes out.
almost a whole single
And
day,
again, you're
you know, just
seeing mommy of many
in
right now. I am
being in court
streaming with her, and
legitimately, y'all.
American
Legitimate.
Amy
And
is also up there with her. So I'm going
petition link isn't
back and
working.
forth between the two. So I will let you know just as soon as we know. And
So
please pray. Just
DSS,
keep the
if
prayers
you don't
going
mind,
up,
when you
please.
drop the petition link from the end to where the H is, put a space, because the HTTPS thing is like a whole nother link to some other thing, and I see that it's like a run on of two links. So for any of y'all that can, please go grab the petition link out of American Amy's description on her last few videos. That would be grateful. Girl, I thought she lost her house because the state seized her assets. No, Michelle's mobile media. Her father actually petitioned the courts, like, to seize her assets. There you go. Okay, so Fields of Grace just posted it. Is to keep families together, but you have no idea what they do to these kids and parents. Petition link. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that works. Thank you, Mom, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dear says you have two links together. Yes, Fields of Grace. He just fixed that in his last one. His last post, it actually spaced them out. It's just wrong on every level. So again, y'all, I mean, I was hoping to be gone. I didn't expect that. You know, we didn't think it was going to take all day today. You know, like, but hey, I was truly, truly wrong. Sorry, y'all. Oh, she's talking about coffee. I need some coffee. I want some coffee.
I know we're talking about how tired. Okay, we're talking about being tired. And but
I mean, what do y'all? I was here before Megan was here today, y'all. I wanted Megan to know, you know, like, yes, there really is people backing her. I was here before Megan was here this morning. Oh my gosh, y'all. It's a mess. It's literally like this person over here being loud trying to vacuum the floor, and I mean, court's still going on. Contempt of court on the worker. Contempt of court on the worker, because hey, they're being loud. They're disrupting court, right? Yeah. But I mean, like I said, you wouldn't believe half of the stuff that I've heard today, and this is coming from the lawyer, not Megan herself, not, you know, anybody else. I mean, yeah, I've heard what the witnesses, the CPS workers who were here, you know, has told me. I don't really have to get their name out, but I mean, I could just say, you know, that they're workers and what they've told me, and I mean, it blows their minds, you know. Okay, so the first one, don't click on the bottom one. Click on the first one, the https://chng.it. That's the with her assets, her father's originally. Not today, Satan. I do believe so. If I'm not mistaken, it was originally but it was supposed to be like part of her. He had gave them to her early. Don't get me wrong, so don't quote me 100% because I'm not trying to give wrong information. So do not quote me from 100% completely and totally. But from what I'm hearing, is that it was originally her inheritance from her father, and that her father has hold, hold on, y'all, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. So I got a quick question, since you know more than I do. When they took her house, that was part of her inheritance, right? When they
My understanding is that it was that, but I'm not sure. I
That
don't
it
know
was?
exactly. That it was her. Yeah, that was
Okay.
supposed to be part her inheritance, a part of
Okay.
her inheritance.
Okay.
And-
Somebody asked me
And
a
I'm not
question.
sure, but if it was, there could be legal ramifications to that. And also, we don't know. Maybe they had trust in her name and stuff too. A lot of times, this happens to people because they do have money.
Mhm.
We don't know what was set up for these kids, or if there was ever anything set up for them. I don't know. Like my understanding is that she had taken at least part of what would have been her inheritance early to work on this farm and to build it and stuff. But I'm not sure if that's completely true. So I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
That's the way I understand it.
that's what's gathered. Like I said, I didn't want to give y'all the wrong information because, I mean, I I can't answer that part of the whole situation. What I can tell you is what I've learned today, what I know, that is factual and true. I don't want to give y'all misinformation. I want to give y'all what I know to be factual and what I know to be true and what I have witnessed and what I've heard firsthand knowledge of, because that's what you do as, someone who is trying to show support. You don't want to give out false information and then it come back out, well, this person said this, blah, 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 and stuff. No, I'm not going to do that. So is the tape push? Michelle's mobile media, like I said, I mean, if y'all have listened to me, the state wants to give her back the baby that they took at 5 days old, the newest one she just had. The state feels like she is capable of taking care of that child, but they want to terminate her rights to her older 3 children. So you put two and two together. Okay, so they want to give her back a child who does not talk, who does not, walk or anything like that, and say she's capable of taking care of this one. We just don't feel like she's capable of taking care of her older 3 children. How does that make any sense? If you're capable of taking care of one child, you should be capable of taking care of your other 3 children as well. And this is how a lot of these systems do. A lot of the systems get their hands on children and they help people, like, say her father is John Walsh. He has the 3 children. And they're like, okay, well, we want to terminate her rights because we feel like she can't take care of them. But we feel like she can take care of her youngest baby though. And a lot of families, when they get ripped apart, like I know another girl, she had gotten her first 3 children back, and she had a baby during that time, but because it wasn't a part of the case, she got to keep the baby and blah blah blah. And then she got her other 3 children back, and now all of a sudden CPS comes in and they take those 3 children back, but they left the baby with her. I mean, how does that make any sense? You're trying to say, okay, so, and mind you, this is the person that the reason they took her children is that apparently she had failed a hair follicle test or something like that, or whatever, some kind of test. I don't remember. I don't quote me wrong, but I know it involved drugs. But she went and had another one done that day and passed it, that she paid for out of pocket. Um, and it's one of those things that if she was a drug addict, why wouldn't you take the youngest baby? Why would you only take the older 3 children back? I mean, I'm praying for, good thoughts and all that. I know The good Lord's going to hear us. It's literally 6 o'clock, y'all. I mean, I've been live for an hour. Legitimately, I have been live for an hour waiting on them to come out of that courtroom, and they're not out the courtroom. Megan said the house she thought was all in her name, but later found out different when he took it from her. Sorry. Thank you, Ellie, for signing the petition. Megan, the other way about the petition signed. Thank you, Carolyn. Exactly. It's really not like John and Reve need that house, okay? They are just doing this to make things harder for Megan because they want to keep Megan from being capable of getting her children back home. I should know that name. Tapatios Cop Watcher. Hello, good evening. Physical abuse to the children, they cannot terminate her. Ellie, that is where you are 100% totally wrong. They couldn't like prove physical abuse for me and Hunter, but they wanted to do a TPR on us, and I know for a fact they wouldn't have been able to prove that. And I know other people, they have had like medical terminations.
I was hoping that we would bring that up, but I don't think it might be a little while. 6 o'clock.
Oh, we're being kicked out of the courtroom. We're being kicked out of the courthouse. Because we're not John Walsh, and we're not Reve Walsh. We're being kicked out of the courthouse. But if it would have been them, it would have been a different story. Or if it would have been people who'd have went with them, it would have been a different story.
Okay, we got everything in.
I don't know.
What is that? It's a magazine.
Did I bring my glasses in? Did I bring my glasses?
I don't know. I hadn't seen them.
I'm gonna go over here and check. I don't know. I typically take them off, y'all, because it's so hot and humid that whenever I walk out of my car, they fog. But I thought I put them on. Girl, I don't know. I might have not even brought them because they're prescription glasses. They're purple with like tint, but
Somebody turns them in, yeah, we'll leave them at the information desk.
I don't know if I'll be able to come back tomorrow. I don't
What
know.
about the driving class?
Yes, they're my driving classes. I take them.
What about when we went to the?
See, I typically take them off. I'm hoping I took them off, but I could have swore I had them on. Maybe I took them off.
Did you left one in your car?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what I was doing?
Huh?
I forgot online. They're gone.
If they're gone, I don't know. If they're gone, Hunter's gonna be the only one driving back home.
The elevator. Y'all just won't have to bear with us for a minute. We don't go nowhere.
Okay, so I don't know what I did with them. Yeah, I did. Ask them to help you. Dia says they said if they're here or whatever that they'll do this or do that.
Yeah. Check back tomorrow, or you can call. If you're not gonna be good, just call.
I don't know the number. I'm not even from this state. But yeah, hopefully they're in the car. I don't know if they are. Hopefully they are. I don't know if they are. Hopefully they are. They kicked us out of the courthouse, but like I said, I mean, it's all good. If I find they kicked us out of the courthouse, but like I said, I mean, it's all good. If I find them, I hope I find them. My glasses. I don't.
Y'all, I'm gonna stay with them to see what comes up when they're
Yeah, they're
outside of the courthouse
Okay.
to see if
I mean,
they are able to see Megan leaving the courthouse.
They're prescription glasses because
We're just gonna
I gotta have eyeballs.
hang around and see, but it has been a trying day for everybody.
If
It's
she
the
comes
hurry
out,
up
we'll let her
and
know.
wait and the stress of it all. I mean, and you know it's taking a toll on Megan. I can only imagine having my nursing baby ripped from my arms at 5 days old. I mean, not to mention the 3 older children. Please continue
Hold on, who does?
to pray. If you're able to help financially, please do so. Every little bit of support is greatly appreciated.
The reason they've got a rock on, I could have this wrong.
Okay, this is a verbatim.
Hold on,
This is
yeah.
her understanding.
We're gonna.
Okay, so the reason that they have this money that they locked it, like the dad did this
She's trying to make her pay
after he sold the house, is so that all the court things that he's needing to do, to take the kids.
He's trying to make her pay for it.
Yeah, and make her pay for it.
Oh my God.
And so, I think she was warned that court things could eat up that money, and so they won't release it. If I heard it right, I might not have heard it right. That's her money, $175,000. If they would release that, she wouldn't have an issue, and she could go one place by a place. There's I'm trying to think. That part of the story that really matters to me is what you said. You heard today at noon that they were negotiating. Now, so part of the negotiations that people don't know about yet, and I want to try to do it live and get it on my thing, or I'll borrow yours.
I would love to have you on. I do a live show sometimes. I would love to have you on there. You and we could all three be on there, and my other friend too. You would come on there, wouldn't you? Yeah. Well,
So what people don't know is they were gonna let her have they don't know that he was wanting guardianship. That's like Britney Spears, a conservatorship.
Yeah,
Originally,
conservatorship.
That was his whole plan, was to regain control of his daughter that he used to have. And so this taking the children was to work this out to where he could get the kids as a leverage so that she would.
So he could control her too.
And they wanted her to sign temporary guardianship papers, which I was told a long time ago there's no such thing as temporary. But
Yes, there is. There is a thing that's temporary because there is people who leave the United States and they are given temporary guardianship of minor children to take the state to another country. But when they come back, the guardianship goes back to the parents. I know people who have legally done that where they have signed temporary guardianship over to someone to leave out of the country to go to a whole nother country with the children on like a vacation or something, and they come back with the children.
they
So
wanted temporary guardianship
It
from
often
her,
doesn't
for
wind
her
up.
to agree to it for a short period of time while she complied with CPS stuff. You know how that goes. They they move the boundaries, they keep changing things. You somehow can never do what they ask. But still, they want her to sign for that. And when you sign away something like that, they own you. Or they got your kids, so they own you
Did she
anyway.
sign it though?
No.
No. It
So
never happened. The courts wouldn't agree to it. But I will say this, y'all. This is someone who has firsthand knowledge of everything that is going on in this case that is speaking. She knows every little nook and cranny, every little detail, the whole 9 yards. She has been here. She knows it all. She has been a big part of this. So this is very firsthand knowledge that y'all are receiving from this person who is speaking. This is Susan. And she has been here to help fight, and she has been here to pray the whole time, and be here for support for Megan. She was here yesterday. She is here again today. She has been here since 9 a.m. just like the rest of us. Well, I've been here since 8, but that's still besides the point. But when you're asking information about this case, this is someone who can give you more in-depth detail of just everything that is going on.
Right, and that's why I'd be happy to have her on the show, because there's a lot of things that I have asked Megan or I do know, but a lot of things we have not had time to discuss because we're both running like chickens with their heads off. She's doing what she's doing to get her kids back. I'm doing what I can to promote.
Susanna, we can't because they kicked us out of the courthouse because they said the courts closed an hour ago. So they told us with it being 6 o'clock that we needed to leave. And DSS, I am in the shade. I am not about to walk out into the sun and end up sunburnt. Conditional temporary guardianship. Yes, it would have been conditional temporary guardianship of the children. Hey, they did want to do the conservatory at first on Megan, but like they said, I mean,
And then the last thing.
yes, that's them. They're here. They're not done. They're not done. Heck yes, they're not done, y'all.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they're still in closing. They're doing closing arguments. So I'm going to end the live so that way nothing's told. Yeah. So that way nothing is told at the moment, y'all. And
Okay, y'all, we're going to close out for today. If we get to hear any of the updates after they leave the court, I will bring those back to you. So just keep your notifications on. Please click the like, share, subscribe, and all that, but subscribe and click the bell for all notifications. And even if it's later on tonight, I will do an update and let you know what I've heard from the courts. And I will be talking with American Amy, so I will give you an update as I get it. Thank you again, and y'all, please share this video. Look in the description of this video, and if there's any way you can financially help Amy, even if it's $1, if everybody that has heard any of our broadcasts today gave $1, just $1, that would make such a huge difference to her. Let's please bond together. Put any, bring your parent brain out in your heart and put yourself in her position. Put yourself in the position of a mama having a nursing baby ripped from your arms and then losing the other 3. And now the state's saying that they're willing to give her back the baby, the infant, the 5-day-old baby that they ripped from her arms these months ago. They are willing to give her back that baby. If she is able to raise a newborn who cannot speak for themselves, it's a little girl, her name's Esther. If Esther cannot speak for herself, and they're saying, okay, Megan can raise that baby, then why can she not raise the older 3 that she's already been raising? That makes no sense. Y'all, please stand in prayer. Let's stand in the gap for her. Megan is a God-fearing Christian as well. I've had people at the courthouse today praying. Let's just, y'all, let's just bond together and let's just be there and help and support. And I thank you. I appreciate you. I love all of my sunflowers and wildflowers, as you know. Y'all really mean the world to me. And I have had so many calls, phone calls, Instagram calls today of people wanting to help. And any bit of help that you can give with research, if you're willing to do that, if you have the time, send me a DM on Instagram. We'll talk about that. And I can't thank you enough. I love y'all so much. And not today, Satan, thank you for being with Mommy of Minnie's chat. We all appreciate it. Every little bit from everybody makes a world of difference. Thank you, guys. I love you. I will see you in my next video. Like I said, keep your notifications on because I'll just go live as soon as I know something. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a blessed night. I love you.